In the northwest Indian Ocean, a maritime security team reacts to a suspected piracy attack. As events unfold, it's recorded on a helmet-mounted camera. Two small craft, identified as skiffs, are heading inbound and at speed.
Time is a massive factor because small crafts, the type used by Somali pirates, have been known to reach 25 to 30 knots. These small crafts will be able to cover at least 3 nautical miles in around 7 minutes, weather and sea state dependent. If visibility is low, you may not be able to see the skiffs until they're 500 meters away. At that point, you need to react very, very quickly because those skiffs could be alongside the vessel within a matter of a minute.
As part of their anti-piracy measures, many shipping companies now employ armed security guards aboard vessels that transit pirate waters. But the presence of armed guards on board brings serious risks as well as benefits.
Merchant vessels are not designed to work with weapons on board. And therefore, it's important, if you're going to have these weapons on board, that they have come on board and are used in a legal context. Where the weapons are stored on board, how they are used on board, should be in a manner in which it poses minimum risk to the crew and to other users of the seas.
Due to the legal and safety risks associated with the use of armed guards, it's vital to understand who is ultimately responsible for the actions taken, should the ship be attacked. And it's just as important that the contracted private maritime security company, or PMSC, deploys highly competent and professionally trained guards who have experience in protecting ships against pirate attacks. Working with maritime security guards is intended to give shipping companies and onboard personnel useful guidance on how to engage and work successfully with armed guards. The program looks at how a vessel operator or manager goes about choosing a company that's professional, experienced and reputable, using the guidance that's available to assist the employment process. The internationally recognized standards for PMSCs and the associated best practice should the ship be attacked. Once a PMSC has been selected, the program moves on to look at planning and logistics, establishing communication channels, and briefing the master for the guard's deployment. The next section looks at what happens when the team arrive on board. The relationship between the master and the team leader, and their working relationship with the crew during day-to-day watchkeeping, auditing and assisting with implementing the ship's hardening measures, and the role they play in providing anti-piracy training for the crew. But what action will the guards be expected to take in the event of a potential threat? The final section looks at how armed guards will respond during an attack, and the procedures the crew should follow to ensure their own safety. In particular, it looks in detail at the guards' graduated escalation of force based on the vessel's proximity to a perceived security threat, and how, after having exhausted all non-lethal methods, the point at which weapons may potentially be involved, along with the required post-incident reporting procedures. The problem of piracy is unlikely to be solved in the immediate future. But as long as their selection is carried out with due diligence and they are deployed in a correct legal context, the presence of carefully chosen, professionally certified and accredited PMSCs can continue to provide reassurance to owners, managers and everyone on board.